MJ. AJ will be here shortly. Today we're going to do braided necklaces, tied necklaces. So what you'll need today is, if you picked up a kit from us, you'll need your kit. If you're doing this at home, we're going to use 10 pony beads and about 20 feet of string. And then you'll also need scissors. So because these didn't have to be melted or burned, we just gave you guys a length of string, and you're going to need to measure it yourself. So to measure it, what you're going to want to do is wrap it around your neck, and you want to be able to see the ends touch like if it were a normal necklace. And then you're going to double it. So that'll be your core strands. You just go ahead and cut that right there. And then you're going to double this. So the easiest way to do that is to find both of your ends. If you have cotton string, it does tangle a little more easily. The nylon is going to be slicker and not tangle. So when I come back, I want my 2 loops, and we're going to tie those 2 loops together. And again, you don't want this very big. You want it just big enough for a knot to go through, or for the end of her pinky finger to go through. And we're going to tie that off. The next thing that you want to do, because we are beading, is if you take your short ends and wrap them in a piece of tape, kind of like the aglet on your shoe, it's going to help those to not fall apart as you thread them through the beads. You don't want to have so much on it that it makes it thicker, and you don't want to pull on the tape to pull it through. You just want to use the tape to make them stiff and stick together, so that when you do stick it through, you're grabbing the string, but it's making it easier to thread. Oh, kitty pet just carried away my string. So AJ's going to show you how to tie the normal knots, and I'm going to show you one nice thing about this is that you can change it up, so you can do flat and then swirled. So I'm going to do this necklace as a twisted braid instead of just a straight one. And on an adult size, you want to go about 14 knots between each bead to space them out. If you have a person with a tinier neck, you can go as small as 10 apart and still have enough beads. So this is really similar to what we did with the paracord bracelets. There's not a knot at the end, babe. Do you want to tie a knot? This is your top string. Sometimes it's easier if you just put a knot at the end of the one you're going to be laying over the top as a reminder. If you want it to twist, all you do is pick one side. It's just the same knot you used before, sweetie. So this is going to come over the top. Same as before. Yep. So instead of keeping one string on top, I'm going to always cross with the same side. So for mine, I started with the right side, which means I'm just going to keep crossing the right side over. And these strings seem really long, but as you're doing a necklace that's longer, it does take more string. Thank you, Kitty, for the amazing help. She's pouncing the string on the floor. So you can see that by just doing the right side, owie, owie, that's my leg. By just doing one side, you can see that it creates a twist in it. And again, we're going to go about 14 apart. And we're at 6 right now, so we're just going to keep going. How you doing over there? It's more difficult with lots of string, huh? It's also more difficult when you have a kitty pet who's determined that any string on the ground is hers. So I'm at 9. How come you're tightening it? You want to keep them nice and packed together so that they're evenly spaced. So I just hit 14 on mine. So now I'm going to put a bead on. When you put the bead on, the next 2 are kind of tricky because it's gonna change your tensioning. Kitty, kitty. So the string's gonna wrap on the outside of the bead, and until you get that one tensioned, your bead's gonna be a little slippery. But after you have 2 in there, you're ready to just start cruising again. One of my favorite patterns to do is to do it back and forth so it's flat for one length, and then twist it for a length, and then make it flat for a length. But like I said, this one we're just gonna let it keep twisting. How many you got?
9.
Probably for your neck we should go 12. Again, the difference between ours is she's keeping the same string going across, so she's going right over top, then left over top, then right over top, then left over top. To make it twist, you just pick one side, either right or left, and that one always goes on top. So I'm just really consistently doing right over top. You can also see that on hers, we've taped it down. You can also safety pin it to your pant leg if you're wearing jeans. My hands are orange because we're doing a renovation of our bedroom, and we are whitewashing, but with orange and then with gray for a really cool effect. But I'm not a big fan of gloves when I'm working, so I end up with stained hands. And I usually don't scrub them clean until we're done with the project, because as soon as we're done with this, I'm just gonna go turn them orange again. Kitty, kitty. Caught a sucker. That's my little helper right now. You can see why strings are becoming problematic in here. You doing okay, sis? Yeah. So like we said, this one's a little bit more time consuming.
Supposed to put the bead on?
You just have to untape it. You're gonna have to untape it and move it eventually anyway. I'm at 10. Kitty's not helping. I recommend not having your kitty on the floor underneath you when you try this. The kitty that is being Distracto Child of the Universe is Princess Leia. Most of our other animals are named after Harry Potter things, but after we lost Mad-Eye and Sirius and Remus in the span of about a week to a dog pack and some cars out here, we kind of gave up, and we currently have Ariana Dumbledore and Bellatrix Lestrange, but we were running short on names. Yep. So we switched series, and this is my little Princess Leia. This one's on top. Trace it across. Which one goes on top? Anyway, Leia's birthday is the same day as my husband's, so it's really easy to track what day her birthday is, and she's about 10 months old, so she still is very much in that kitty phase and attacking my toes.
No, next month. It's her birthday.
Oh my goodness, it is March, isn't it? So, 11 months old. Anyway, you just keep continuing this pattern. You can see that this one's going to take a while longer, and
Kitty, that's
in the end, you're going to be about a foot long for an adult necklace. And when you're done, you're just going to tie a knot in the end. On this one, I did a little bit of a braid, just a weave where you go over, under to make the string a little bit thinner. You don't have to do that. You can tie it right up against it. You just want to make sure that your knot's big enough that when you put it through your loop, it's going to hold. Tomorrow, we're going to show you how to make a cell phone holder out of toilet paper and 2 popsicle sticks. We'll also show you how to make an iPad holder out of the core of the paper towels everybody's hoarding. So keep your cores for your toilet paper and your paper towels, and that'll be our craft for tomorrow. If you have any questions or issues, or if you still need a kit, direct message me or give us a shout out on our page. If you're using the hemp fiber that's not hemp, because, yeah, anyway, if you're using the jute fiber, your braid's going to go a lot faster and you're not going to need as many spaces between. Looks like we did 12 on an adult necklace with this fiber just because the fibers are fatter. You can also do this with yarn, and if you do it with a double strand of yarn, it goes even faster. Anyway, thanks for watching.